Step into the ring, the reverence inside. Scripps TV blazing on with truth and might from the.
Hi, I'm the new host. Don't worry, Scripps didn't disappear. I just kind of borrowed his show for a bit. We're talking mysterious rock carvings, giant mounds that line up with constellations, and Indiana legends about enormous skeletons. So, normal small town stuff. If this episode goes well, maybe they'll let me come back. If not, I'll probably be the next legend.
Indiana's lost civilizations and forgotten secrets. Hidden beneath the soil of Indiana lies a past shrouded in mystery. From towering mounds that align with the stars to strange skeletal remains of impossible proportions, Indiana holds secrets that challenge everything we think we know about American history. These aren't just relics of the past. They are whispers from a forgotten world, a civilization that left behind clues in earth and stone, waiting for us to decipher their meaning. The ancient architects of Mound State Park. In Anderson, Indiana, Mound State Park stands as a silent sentinel of an ancient civilization. Over 2,000 years ago, the Adena and Hopewell peoples painstakingly crafted these earthen formations, not merely as burial sites, but as celestial calendars. Their precise alignment with the solstices and lunar cycles suggests an advanced understanding of astronomy, one that defies expectations for their time. The largest of these structures, the Great Mound, measures nearly 400 feet across, with embankments that once stood tall against the landscape. Inside, early archaeologists discovered elaborate burial chambers, revealing ornate copper tools, ceremonial objects, and materials sourced from regions as far away as the Rocky Mountains and the Gulf of America. These findings suggest that the mound builders were not isolated tribes, but part of a vast network, a prehistoric culture engaged in extensive trade. One of the earliest professional excavations of these mounds was conducted by Eli Lilly. Yes, the same Eli Lilly behind the pharmaceutical empire, who had a passion for archaeology. In the early 20th century, he funded studies that unearthed fascinating artifacts and added to the growing theory that the builders of these mounds had knowledge that far exceeded that of other ancient North American cultures. But the mystery deepens when we ask the question, why did they abandon these sites? Some historians speculate that disease, warfare, or climate changes drove them away, but no definitive evidence exists. What's clear is that the knowledge of these structures' true purpose faded into legend, leaving behind more questions than answers. The Rockport Petroglyphs, a message from the past? Further south, in the town of Rockport, Indiana, another mystery remains quite literally etched in stone. Along the Ohio River, ancient petroglyphs, rock carvings left behind by an unknown hand, depict strange humanoid figures, animals, and celestial symbols. Some eerily resemble Southwest carvings from the Hopi and Anasazi, suggesting a possible link between civilizations separated by vast distances. But among them is something even stranger, a towering figure with an elongated skull, unlike any known indigenous representation. Were these carvings warnings, religious depictions, or records of visitors long forgotten? Some researchers have pointed to the similarity between these petroglyphs and Native American legends of the Star People, beings from the heavens who interacted with early tribes. Others argue that these are representations of spiritual visions, meant to connect the people to the cosmos. But why do similar carvings appear in places as far apart as Arizona and Indiana? Could these symbols be remnants of a once thriving culture that spanned the continent, only to vanish without explanation? In 1875, a report in the Indianapolis News detailed discoveries along the Ohio River that included not only petroglyphs, but unusual burial mounds containing skeletons of unusual height. The author, a local historian named J.P. Dunn, speculated that these carvings might be the remnants of an early civilization, long forgotten. The giant skeletons of Indiana. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, a strange phenomenon gripped newspaper headlines across Indiana. reports of enormous skeletons being unearthed, farmers plowing fields, and construction crews digging foundations uncovered burial sites containing remains of individuals far taller than any known indigenous tribes. Some measured over 7 feet, with elongated skulls and, in some cases, double rows of teeth. These were not isolated incidents. Similar discoveries were reported across Ohio, Kentucky, and the Midwest. Eyewitness accounts describe Smithsonian Institution representatives arriving shortly after these discoveries, collecting the remains, and then silence. No public records of these skeletons exist today. Official explanations dismiss the accounts as misidentifications, exaggerated newspaper reports, or hoaxes. But why would so many separate discoveries describe the same peculiar traits? One notable report came from the Indianapolis Journal in 1891, describing the discovery of 9 skeletons in a burial mound near Marion County. Dr. G.P. Donahue, a well-respected archaeologist at the time, examined the remains and noted their unusual height. But after the Smithsonian took possession of the skeletons, no further records of them exist. Could these be the true builders of the ancient mounds, wiped from history? Some speculate that these were the remnants of an ancient elite class, possibly even a separate species that once coexisted with Native American ancestors. Others believe these so-called giants were simply victims of genetic anomalies. But without physical evidence available for study, the truth remains elusive.
First episode done, no curses, ghosts, or skeleton high fives. Liked it? Tell Scripps I didn't wreck the show. Blame aliens if not. Indiana History on Scripps TV